So yesterday we had another episode of White House sports team shaming. So a quick rundown. Nationals fans booed Trump last week. So now this is a thing where media is tracking which events Trump is booed at, like MMA or the rodeo or wherever he goes. And now Trump looks like he's just going to be going around the country to sporting events until he finds an event he doesn't get booed at. He's going to Alabama game, I guess. So that's where we are. We're in a healthy place. And so, of course, the Nationals won the World Series. And we, again, got that whole round of, are players going to go? Are they not going to go? Wouldn't it be great if they sat it out? So, of course, then we got the lionization of players who decided to sit out the White House visit. Specifically, Nationals pitcher Sean Doolittle decided he was not going to go, which is fine. I don't really care if players go to the White House or not. It's their choice, their championship. They can go wherever they want. But Doolittle was given an extensive interview by Jesse Doherty of the Washington Post for his decision. And then, of course, we got the vapors over Kurt Suzuki and Trump giving him the Titanic hug, but whatever. But I want to focus on something, especially the Washington Post write-up of Doolittle. I want to take you back to a time, all the way back to 2012, to the era of no scandals. The Boston Bruins had won the Stanley Cup, and they did it largely on the back of their veteran goaltender, Tim Thomas, who also won the Conn Smythe Award. That's the MVP of the NHL playoffs, for those not in the know, who should be in the know. And Thomas became kind of a hero to Boston. It was the first time the Bruins had won the Cup since, I think, the 70s. It's not exactly an easy town to become a folk hero in. But then Tim Thomas did the unthinkable. He skipped the White House visit with Barack Obama. And I wrote about this at Heat Street at the time, R.I.P. But with the Nationals now being canceled a week after being declared national heroes, this is worth going into. I'm going to read some headlines here, and the piece, for what it's worth, about Doolittle is out from behind the Washington Post paywall. They really want you to read it. So Doherty's tweet and headline read this, quote, Sean Doolittle on declining White House invite. I don't want to hang out with somebody who talks like that. Okay, good for him. His body, his choice. His championship, his choice. I don't really think that's the issue. But what is the issue is how the media has characterized players that skip the Trump White House as opposed to the Obama White House. Here's the Washington Post characterizing Tim Thomas declining the Obama White House invitation. Here's the headline. Tim Thomas skips White House. Did his political statement backfire? And then there's a photo of Thomas holding the Stanley Cup on the ice. And underneath it is a caption that reads, Did Tim Thomas put himself before the team when he decided not to attend Monday's Cup ceremony? Prior to the ceremony, Tim Thomas released a statement, and it read, quote, I believe the federal government has grown out of control, threatening the rights, liberties, and property of the people. This is being done at the executive, legislative, and judicial level. This is in direct opposition to the Constitution and the Founding Fathers' vision for a federal government. Because I believe this, today I exercise my rights as a free citizen and did not visit the White House. This was not about politics or party, as in my opinion, both parties are responsible for the situation we are in as a country. This was about a choice I had to make as an individual, all caps. This is the only public statement I would be making on this topic. He doesn't cite Obama. He doesn't name Obama. He blames all three branches. And here's a sample of how media reacted to Tim Thomas. Here's Joe McDonald from ESPN wrote, Tim Thomas put himself above the team. And he claimed Thomas, quote, picked the wrong time to make a statement. And going on to write in his piece, when the President of the United States invite you and all your teammates to the White House to honor your Stanley Cup championship, you go and you represent the team. On Monday, Thomas instead chose to represent himself. James Hardy from Bleacher Report at the time wrote, quote, if Thomas was a real man, he would have gone to the Boston Bruins management and ownership, returned the money from his contract, and quit the balance of it by retiring so he could exercise his rights as a free citizen. Over at Sports Illustrated, Stu Hackle wrote, quote, there is a time and place for people in hockey to express themselves politically as individuals. They can do it in the voting booth. They can donate to political causes they support. They can do it almost any time or any way they wish, except when the time in question is for the team. Tim Thomas decided to exploit a non-political event to expose his personal political views. Pretty amazing stuff. And the Boston Globe, the same paper that seemed to take a snarky glee at the time of the Patriots snubbing Trump at the White House, here's what columnist Kevin Paul DuPont wrote at the time. Quote, "Yesterday was not about politics and government until Thomas made it about politics and government. The day long set on the calendar was a day when the Boston Bruins were asked to visit Pennsylvania Avenue to celebrate what they did as a team last season. It was their day in the national spotlight until Thomas didn't show. And then the focal point became much the way it would be in a hockey game, on the guy who was no longer standing in goal." DuPont continued, calling Thomas shabby, immature, unprofessional, self-centered, and Bush League. Michael Moore even got in on it. The 500-pound bag of rhinoceros hobo taint tweeted, "Tim Thomas and I went to the same high school. I can tell you this, people in Flint love Obama, desperately need Obama, and detest Thomas's actions." So what changed for sports media? Why was Thomas excoriated for his act of protest? But what people like Doolittle and Patriots players did at that time, by sitting home, was deemed an act of resistance and bravery in the face of fascism and sexism and racism. The answer, of course, is pretty obvious. You don't need me to spell this out for you. And that's the media's credibility problem in this golden age of accountability and truth-telling. In fairness to Thomas, it's almost near impossible, I guess, to kneel in goalie pads during the national anthem.